and welcome to Wake Up and Roar. My name is Sally. Today we're going to explore the question, what am I? What am I? Such a beautiful, profound and important question. I've been driven by this question for the last 33 years. It put me on a quest to find out the more of what I am. It sent me to the Middle East, to Southeast Asia, and finally to India, checking out all the religions, getting to know them, finding the beauty in all of them and what's common, and all the time searching and gathering knowledge and experiences and seeings, little glimpses of the more of what I am. It's like collecting pieces of a puzzle. And I came to realize it's not just one answer, because what I am is a multi-leveled, multifaceted thing. And the answers can't come from my mind. They have always arisen when I least expect. The first one came to me when I was 20 years old. Just completely spontaneous. I was just a normal 20-year-old into partying and drinking and boys and a little bit of studying. And one day I was lying on my bed, not sleeping, just lying there, and suddenly I found myself on the ceiling of the room. And I was looking down at my body. And so, of course, I had to ask the question right there and then, like, what am I? If I'm able to be up here looking down at my body down there, I'm not my body. And if I'm not my body, what am I? I just knew I was me, and I had my mind with me, but I didn't have my body with me. And of course, some minutes later, I returned to my body, but from that moment on, everything had changed for me. I had been given a clue to this magical investigation, my first clue that I am not what I thought I was. I had never thought to question that I'm anything more than a woman, a girl in a human female body. And so that glimpse prompted me to start reading and questioning and looking within. And from that moment onwards, there's been multiple experiences and gifts and insights, all pointing to the more of what I am. In my first video, I shared how I had that experience where I was able to be separated from my conditioned self and view my personality from a distance and see all the parts of me, all the thoughts and the feelings, and I was something other than that. So that was another clue that I'm not my personality. I'm something deeper than that. I'm something constant, something that remains there while all my feelings and thoughts come and go. Another clue I received was also when I was really young, maybe a year later, when I was 21. I was in the Sinai desert and I was drawn to this rock. It was sunset time and I was with a group of people, and I just saw this rock in the distance and I felt to go towards it. It was a big rock, bigger than my height. And I just felt drawn to put my hand on this rock. And when I did, my hand, it went into the rock. It's like my hand and the rock were made of the same substance. And it wasn't the substance that I thought it was. It was like They were made of nothing. It's like my hand disappeared into the rock, and again it prompted me to start wondering, wow, okay, so I'm not my body, but also my body isn't what I thought it was at all. And then I started having seeings of a body that would walk next to me that I knew was me, but it was made of light, and she was perfectly at peace. And I knew that I was meant to become one with her, that she is me. She's actually more me than the me I was used to. And that was another piece of the puzzle. And so in my journey of all these years, that's been the underlying question that's given my life meaning. And I've never actually made it a practice to sit with the question until a few months ago. And it's been a wonderful exploration to actually take time aside and sit with this question. So my invitation to you is to do the same. Ramana Maharshi, he gave this tool of self-inquiry to his disciples, and he suggested the question, who am I? To ask this question, and it would lead you to the source of who you are. And you could easily choose to use his question, who am I? And recently I tuned in with Zach Bush, and he suggested asking the question, who am I? Because his philosophy is no healing of our bodies, of our minds, of our psyches, and of this planet. No healing will come until we find out who we are. And so get busy asking the question. And so for me, the question, what am I, resonates more than who am I. Both are beautiful, and you can choose which one resonates more with you. Because so often the answer I find, it's got nothing to do with my human. And I think I associate who as something human, whereas what, the question what, takes me deeper to pre-human me. So I'll share what I've been doing and what I continue to do. I've decided to commit to 30 days of sitting with this question. 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever I have time for, but I set the alarm for whatever time I'm giving. And I simply sit. First, I take a few minutes to just relax and be in my body. And naturally, the first few minutes are lots of thoughts, thinking things like, what am I going to do when my 20 minutes is up? And, oh, I should have put that on my to-do list, random thoughts. And I just don't mind them and let them be there. And then I bring the question, what am I? And I'm not looking for a mental answer. I'm not looking for an answer from my mind. So I'm not actually even looking for an answer. It's an open-ended question. It's more like sending a fishing net out into the ocean, and your ocean is your mind, and you're delving into the depths of this expansive ocean and just casting your net really wide and seeing what you bring back. And at first you might just bring back things that are of not much value to you, like seaweed or garbage maybe, and these are our thoughts that are just coming, and they don't really have root in anything too meaningful. So that's okay, let them come, and then just keep, when you notice you've drifted off into thoughts, just keep asking the question, what am I? Or who am I? And sometimes for me the question just comes as such a subtle answer, and it's not an answer in my mind. It's more like an essence of what I am, like a substance that just rises up through my heart, and it's warm and I think if I was to give an answer to what I am, I would say I am, hmm, it's just this sense of quiet joy that's just there underneath everything. And I can be cooking or driving and notice that I'm lost in my thoughts or some anxiety or something. And I'll just ask the question, what am I? And it brings me right back to that essence of what I am. And sometimes there is an answer, but often you have to get through the conditioned spiritual mind because your spiritual mind might say things like, I am consciousness, I am love, and it knows these things and it's read these things and it's heard these things, but it's not an answer arising from that place. It's an answer that sounds like a good answer, but it's again coming from your mind. So again, discern what is a real answer and what is a conditioned answer, and just keep dropping. It's almost like you're jumping into the ocean and just going down and down and down, and at the surface level of the water you're going to be getting more surface answers, but the more you just rest in the question without even needing an answer, something magical starts to happen. And it might take you many tries before anything real rises up and answers. But I believe with sincerity, this question can really take you to know yourself, to know your innermost. It's an intimacy. It's almost like knocking on the door of your inner self and saying, hey, I want to get to know you, and I'm going to put time aside, and if you want to come and meet me at the door, I'm here waiting to meet you. So it's very intimate, and sometimes I can imagine I'm just leaning against the door, and just on the other side of the door is pure me, deeper me, the me I long to know and the me I long to be. And just leaning against the door and knowing that I'm there, right there on the other side is enough. And then sometimes the door opens and suddenly I'm in an experience of the more of me. It can come flooding in, or my mind can go really quiet and I'm just in a place of stillness, and all that's there is me, as awareness. And like I said, there's many levels. Like last night when I sat, I spent about 10 minutes of monkey mind occurring, and I just let it settle. And then again, after asking the question, came this answer that I am a magnet. And I could feel this magnet me inside my body, black and magnetic. And it was just curious, like, I'm a magnet. And then I became aware of my son, my 15-year-old son, in his bedroom, and I could feel the magnet in him. And suddenly I could feel that these two magnets were coming together, and something was happening. I can't say what, but I just knew it was good. And so I don't need to label it. It was just, oh, all right, today I'm a magnet. Other times I am like mist, this gentle, fragrant mist, or it can even be a fragrance like a flower. I can just breathe in the fragrance of what I am. Sometimes it's something really straight, a quality so deep and straight, and my face falls away and I'm just there as raw power. And other times I'm an open heart and I can feel love. But it's not always a feeling, it can be a quality. And so I write them down and just collect them like pieces of a puzzle. And I don't think there's an end to this puzzle. I don't know, but I have a sense that I'm starting in the middle. well, I started in the middle 33 years ago, and I'm slowly, over the years, adding pieces to this beautiful mosaic puzzle of me, and it just seems huge, infinite, all the qualities of my deeper, higher self, and ultimately the I am that is underneath all those qualities. So I don't want to feed your mind with too many answers that I've received. I've received so many, and I collect them in my heart, in my being, and on paper too. And I invite you to join me in this self-inquiry, investigation, exploration, treasure hunt. So 30 days, 20 minutes a day. You can do 15 or 30 or 20. Just decide and stick with it and see what happens. Just to remind you, you're not actually looking for an answer in your mind, and so you might actually have nothing to write down. It might just be a sense that you're left with, something a little bit new, a little bit different. And I think the more time we give to it, the more we come into relationship to this beautiful, unknown I. So with that, I leave you. I hope it sparks some curiosity to try this out. Who am I, or what am I? And you don't need to just ask it when you're sitting in your quiet time. You can ask it anytime throughout the day and see what comes. See you next time. Bye for now.